meeting of the Village of Pinehurst Historic Preservation Commission. The purpose of this meeting is to continue a hearing in COA 2022-00177 involving 60 and 62 Cherokee Road that was commenced at our last regular meeting and has been continued for the purpose of obtaining additional evidence. I think we don't need to go through any of the usual boilerplate. Alex, has the applicant presented to staff new evidence in support of their application?
So staff has received some updated material from the applicant based on the conversations and the hearing from the regular meeting at the end of October. Of course, in order for this to be considered by the commission, we would need to get back into the evidentiary portion of the hearing, and I would need to be sworn in.
Thank you. As you probably all remember, we closed the evidentiary portion of this case during the regular hearing, as we do all cases. However, we then agreed, I believe unanimously, to afford the applicants an additional opportunity to provide some additional information. And so therefore, the chair interprets that as allowing the record to be reopened for the purpose of receiving that additional information. And that will be the ruling of the chair unless any member of the commission objects and asks to overrule that ruling. Hearing none, we will therefore proceed to consider the additional materials that the applicant has presented. Do you want to?
Mr. Chairman, do we need to enter a public hearing first?
I think we don't have to go through that because this is a special meeting for this very purpose.
It was just on our,
I know. It's
very well.
Alex, will you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you will give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Would you present the materials that have been added to the record?
All right, so what we have done, again, the applicant has forwarded updated material to us. I'm going to put it up on the screen, and I do think it would be best for the applicant to present this material to the board, which was a special request from the board. We also have hard copies here. If you would, Chairman, so allow this evidence to be entered into the official record, and it is labeled as Exhibit A4.1 through 12. I think I had whatever the page numbers are for that. So we have hard copies here, and then I would defer to the applicant. It's actually 24.
Applicants, would you like to come forward? I believe you were all sworn in at the last hearing, so it's not necessary for us to swear you in again. You are still under oath. Like to present to us the additional materials that you have.
Okay. Hey, Sean, can you just get the microphone this way? I'm scrolling for you.
Quite, here we go. Oh, boy.
It does have a bit of a delay, so you'll have to be a little patient with it, I believe.
Cool. So I redrew just a quick schematic plan view of the main house roof. The dashed indicates eave extensions, and the hatching indicates new roofing modifications. And if it's okay with you guys, if you have questions as we go, you can definitely interrupt me. Okay.
Commissioners are free to interrupt if they wish to do so.
So this is the front of the house, existing. Asphalt would change to metal right here. no constructions required, just a change of roofing materials here. Side profile to show that it's a shed. And as I mentioned in the last presentation, we're trying to be consistent with slopes. So any shed roof would be metal. Hey,
Back
Dave.
up.
Back up, okay, yes, sir.
Could you draw a little, just circle with your mouse, the piece that you're calling the shed roof?
Good.
Right up to the corner of the house there, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it.
And that's just a straight on perspective. You know, you'd see a little bit of it. It's low pitch, so not much. This is on the Cherokee Road facing, shed roof here. This one actually gets modified a little bit. So actually, David's suggestions to redraw this were very helpful. I eliminated that little shed roof that we drew on the last one with the bracket. I would have to agree with David that this is a better idea. Coming off with this shed roof, just extending it to the middle of this bay would be consistent with the roof profile and less noticeable. And then we would add a column here. You'll see that coming up here soon. Also, there's no eave extension here currently. I mean, there's actually been damage to these front windows from water dripping. So we'd extend that as well as over here to the right to match everywhere else on the house. That was an addition in the 70s, I would presume. And this was the whole intent here was they're trying to egress and enter here. They get wet. There's just no protection from the elements. But this is a section view, elevation actually, with a section on it. Hard to see from this angle, but really it's just a post here on the right. Ooh, hello. 12-year-old to do this. All right, so there's just a, Alex, what'd you give me, dude? There's a post on the right that's in profile. Okay. Okay, little 8x8 post there. And then, as you can hardly see from this angle, but the roof pitch is the same. I tried to draw, oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Worked.
I tried to draw a little section of the eave here. That'd be looking sideways from over here. This is the section detail. And all it really shows is there's a 1x6 fascia, and then there's a small 3-inch recess, and then it comes down just to give it some profile and dimension here. Okay, I'm going to move on.
That piece you just described continues from the new column back to the corner of the house?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is a view from Cherokee. This is a perspective. I felt like it showed more than a elevation would. But here we would extend this 16 inches and it would come across the same plane. And you would have a drop beam here that touches this post. And then that profile that I tried to draw, it just steps up here. I think it would look good. As you can see now, it's just kind of one-dimensional without the eaves. This is what we're going for. This is what's here. In some later sections, I did diagram out what is depicted here architecturally. Here, this is the rear of the house. And again, we're trying to just change all the shed roofs on all elevations just to be congruous with this new idea. So here, a quick sketch showing just a quick substitution to metal. No construction required beside change out. This is the guest house. New roof plan, and again, the dash lines indicate roof extensions, eave extensions, and the hatched are actually new proposed roofs. This is where the greenhouse is, and this is the garage, and this is the one with 3 windows you'll see briefly here. So there's no eave extension here. There's none over here. It's just kind of cattywampus, for lack of a better word. And then this is, again, did away with the drop shed roof that was here depicted last time with the brackets, with going in favor of just using the same hip, coming out the same roof slope, and it would not impede on the roof height. It would meet code, be about 7 foot tall at this portion. This is just showing the lack of the eaves on the greenhouse. In side profile, you can see there's absolutely no overhang. Does not look good in my opinion. This was included in the last application. Just shows you where the metal roof is, and it tucks in here with the green roof, or the greenhouse glass roof. Okay, so this is that back door, just showing the 84-inch hip extension. And the details are exactly the same. 4-inch crown, 1x8 fascia, 3 1/4 tongue and groove. When you look up at the soffit, all painted white. It protrudes 40 inches. This is a side profile showing that. The same pitch coming down, 40-inch extension. This gets brought out, as I mentioned, that there's no eave extension on that side. This just shows all those same details on the different sides of the structure. I think that's it. Thank you, guys.
Questions for the applicants?
Yes.
David?
On your, if you go back, like, I think one image to A 4.22, right there. That's a shed. I'm wondering why that didn't become metal. Not that matters really to me, just curious.
Yeah, David, would it be a shed, though, if it was on the hip, the same plane coming out?
That's what, essentially what you're calling the other hips that come off of the sloped roof.
Every other hip starts a new,
Sorry, shed.
every other shed starts a new roof pitch. This is the same roof pitch. This is the only one like that. There's no transition needed, which to me does not indicate a change of material.
So on the back of the house, that's the same roof pitch as the upper roof?
Main house?
No, over where the railing is expressed. Your sheet.
You're talking about the metal rail on the main house.
Yeah. Right there.
That is a different roof pitch. That does not connect. There's a flat membrane roof above that, and this is a
Okay.
parapet roof.
Okay, thank you.
Any other members of the commission have questions of the applicants? Okay, thank you. I would ordinarily ask if any member of the public wishes to address the hearing, but I see none. So that will conclude the extended evidentiary portion of this hearing unless any member of the commission has any further questions. Hearing none, we turn to deliberations or a motion. David, would you like to?
Well,
started this.
I think we're fine. If someone else would like to make a motion?
I move that the Historic Preservation Commission approve a certificate of appropriateness, COA 2022-00177, and find the proposed major work at 60-62 Cherokee Road is consistent with Historic District standards and deemed congruous with the Pinehurst Historic District based on the testimony given, the materials submitted, and the findings of fact.
Is there a second? Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I want to just note before polling the commissioners, Commissioner Mathis is here present but will not participate since she was not here for the first part of the hearing. So there are 4 of us who are allowed to vote, and I note that it takes 4 affirmative votes in order to approve an application. Richard? Aye. Eric? Aye.
David, aye.
John, I.
Congratulations, you have your certificate of appropriateness.
Appreciate you guys pushing us together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming back.
That concludes the business of this special meeting. I have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Nay. We are adjourned.